How the Wright brothers built the world's first airplane. Wilbur and Orville Wright are two of the most famous pioneers in the history of aviation, who, after experiments in the late XIX early XX centuries, invented the first controlled aircraft heavier than air. I am grateful to you for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel and like this video. And we continue. The Flyer device was the culmination of more than 10 years of research and testing, during which the brothers went from specially built kites to gliders and, finally, airplanes with an engine. These talented brothers are considered the pioneers of the era of heavier-than-air controlled aircraft. In his youth, the hero of the brothers was the German aviation pioneer Otto Lilienthal, who built and launched aircraft with varying success until his death in 1896. His death as a result of a glider crash further spurred the brothers' interest in aviation, and they wrote a letter to the Smithsonian Institution asking them to recommend specialists in aeronautics. And they were recommended by engineer Octave Chanute, at that time a leading authority in the field of aviation and construction. With his help, the brothers began to conduct experiments in the field of aeronautics. They considered the most important issue to be the control of the aircraft, and they managed to improve the initial versions, which could only move in a straight line, thanks to the opening of the axis of rotation of the wings. The brothers tested this model in 1899, and finding that it could be controlled in the same way as a keytap, began to create a full-fledged version, the Wright Brothers glider. It was tested in 1900 near Kitty Hawk in North Carolina. Although the glider got off the ground, the results of the experiment were disappointing. The brothers improved the design and tested it again in 1901, and then in October 1902, spending the summer experimenting to improve the wing design. The third model turned out to be successful and flew as intended. The brothers, who took turns driving it, made almost 1,000 flights to Kitty Hawk in more than 2 months, climbing to an altitude of 190 meters. Realizing that they had coped with the problems of aerodynamics and control that their predecessors had struggled with, the brothers turned to creating an engine for the airframe. In 1903, they built their own 4-cylinder internal combustion engine and returned to Kitty Hawk to test it. Unfortunately, during the first takeoff, the engine stalled and the front part of the airframe was damaged, but after several repairs, the second flight was a success. Taking to the air at 10:35 am on December 17, 1903, the Flyer overcame 36 meters, then 53 meters, 60 meters, and finally 259.7 meters. This series of flights marked the beginning of a new era of aviation and brought the Wright brothers and their aircraft worldwide fame. Before the Wright brothers, many other scientists and engineers had unsuccessfully tried to build heavier-than-air controlled aircraft. These failures turned the idea of controlled flight into a utopia, in the way of which materials, aerodynamics, and an energy source were insurmountable obstacles. Thank you for watching the video. Like, subscribe to the channel, and write a comment. See you in the next story.